And I want to apologize. I have been very fickle lately, fickle and restless. I had this scheduled for 6 p.m., then I changed it to tomorrow, and I'm a bit restless. So I figured what better than to just go ahead and play this ball game right now with some coffee. I hope you all understand that. In this ball game, we have the Cleveland Indians at the Baltimore Orioles. This is the first of a three-game series between the clubs. Both have lost three in a row. And it will be Mike Paul, left-hander for Cleveland. He's won three. And Jim Harden for Baltimore. He has 5 wins on the season. And again, I apologize for the changes. And I have the coffee brewing. Let's go through the lineups immediately. It will be Jose Cardinal leading off in center for Cleveland, Frank Baker in left, Duke Sims catching, Tony Horton at first base, Russ Nagelson in right field, and we thank Rhodes Scholar for that, Lou Klimchak at third, Eddie Leon at short, Vern Fuller at second base, and Mike Paul, the pitcher. He's a left-hander. For the Orioles, it's their pretty standard lineup. It's Buford in left, Blair in center, Frank Robinson in right, Powell at first, Brooks Robinson at third, Davey Johnson at second, Andy Etchebarren behind the plate, Belanger at short, and Jim Harden pitching and batting ninth. And just a few minutes when that coffee is ready, we will go ahead and play ball. Appreciate it very much. And we'll have another game tomorrow morning. I don't think I'm up for it tonight at 6 p.m. Just to play it safe. First pitch in just a few minutes. Thank you, Kathy Harden. I don't know if you heard me or not. I'm sorry, I've been so fickle changing the scheduled time of this ball game. But I decided just to go ahead with it now because I'm kind of restless, have nothing else to do. It'll help me to stay busy. We're going to start in just a few minutes. Indeed. The coffee is brewing. It's an 8-cup. And I'm not sure, folks, if this is going to fly, if I'm going to drink it all or what. But it's brewing. Our next game is also a snoozer, Oakland at Chicago. Oh boy. That's going to be the first of a 4-game series. Yeah, we got the coffee going. I guess they may be making up a rain up. Oakland at Chicago. And I hope to play that tomorrow morning. That coffee's brewing. The Cleveland Tribe are in last place, way in last, 50 games behind. Wow, 142. They have 20 games left. They could lose 105, 107 games if they play badly, which is pretty expected. Baltimore, on the other hand, they've clinched. They have 18 games left, including this one, and they're gonna most likely go over 110 wins. How much more, I don't know. They have lost 3 in a row, but they're looking to get back on the right path as they approach the postseason. This is September 12th, 1969 replay. It's our second game of this date. That coffee is almost ready. We got a warm-up question from Kathy Harden. We're all ready, Kathy. Looking forward to it. I'll read it, folks. Please no Googling, no searching. Let's make it on the honor system. A warm-up question from Kathy Harden. Just to warm us up for the ball game. I'm gonna get my coffee. How many playable strings on a standard electric guitar? God, I think it's the same as an acoustic. Joel Horland came in with 6. That means I should be right. Let's wait for the answer here. Yeah. All right. Thank you, Kathy Harden. Great warm-up to start off. Maybe you were maybe that was a sort of a way to confuse us or trick us by saying electric. It's the same as an acoustic. Thank you for being here with us today. I'm Jeffrey Guterman. I was restless, fickle, rescheduling this, making it for later tonight, making it for tomorrow, and then I brought it back because I'm restless and I need to stay occupied. And the Orioles take the field. We're at Baltimore Memorial. The Orioles have lost 3 in a row, sort of a losing streak for this team. They have the best record in baseball, 102 and 42. Baltimore and Minnesota have clinched their respective divisions in the American League. And leading it off for Cleveland is Jose Cardinal. And Jose steps in the batter's box. Harden is ready. This is a 4-game series. I'm sorry, is this a 4 games? No, it's a 3-game series. Harden is ready. Here's the windup and the pitch to Jose. That's 111 right-handed. That's hit deep, ballpark. In Baltimore, it's a 6. He's got the power, and it's gone. 1-7 home run for a right-hander in Baltimore. A leadoff home run by Jose Cardinal. What a way to start off the ball game. 111 right-handed. First pitch of the game. And of course, Cleveland leads it 1-0. For Cardinal, that's home run number 12. He had 11 in real world. And that brings up Frank Baker, left-handed hitter. Next question will be after this inning, folks. Next trivia question after this inning. Okay, here's Baker now. Facing Harden. .39 right-handed, and that's a base hit for Baker. So 2 hits off Harden. A home run, now the single. Baker is on. Here's Duke Sims. .64 left-handed, fly ball center X. That'll be for Blair. He's a 1-6. That's a 1-1. 1-1, yeah. F1, 589. And he makes the catch. Whoa. And it was deep, so Baker tagged. So it's 1 out, Baker on second. And that brings up Tony Horton. Six, walked him. It's first and second now. And Russ Nagelson is the batter. I use a pitcher's hitting card as a placeholder because I have him electronically. Russ Nagelson, a left-handed hitter. He was called up this fall. Here's Harden now. First on second, 1 out. That's 6'9". Left-handed hitter Nagelson. Flies it to left. Under it is Buford. He makes the catch and the runners hold. 2 away for Lou Klimchak. This is a clutch situation for Klimchak now. Okay, here's Harden. And the pitch. That's 1-7, right-handed. Fly ball center field, Blair. And the side is retired. It was 1 run on 2 hits and a walk. The solo home run on the first pitch of the game by Jose Cardinal. After a half, it's Cleveland 1 and Baltimore coming up. Well, here's Mike Paul, left-hander, and he will try to extend the Orioles' losing streak to 4 and break Cleveland's 3-game losing streak. Here's Don Buford. It's very important for the Orioles not to get into a funk. They have clinched, and they need to get back in their game. Buford, switch hitter, batting right against Paul. And that's 4-7, switch hitter batting right, and he struck him out. 1 down. Paul is a good strikeout pitch. 98 in 117 in real world. Now here's Paul Blair. Okay, Paul, the windup. Pitch to Blair. That's 210 left-handed, and that's a ballpark. Right-handed hitter in Baltimore, 1-11, and no, it's a liner to short caught by Leon, 2 away. And here's Frank Robinson. Okay, Paul gets the sign from Sims. 111 left-handed. That's a ballpark blast by Robinson. That may go. He's a right-handed in Baltimore. 1-7. It's gone over the left field fence. And that will tie it up. The home run by Jose in the top of the first, matched by a home run by Frank Robinson here in the bottom of the first. It's a 1-1 ball game, and Rhodes Scholar has arrived. Thank you for Nagelson. And here comes Boog Powell. For Frank Robinson, that's home run number 32 on the season. I think he had 32. Yes. Okay, here's Boog Powell now. Pitch from Paul. 5-8, left-handed, grounds to second X for Fuller, 319. 11-3. E19, 6-10, 13. And he throws him out, and that is the side. But a run for Baltimore on the home run by Robinson, matching homers. We've gone one. It's a 1-1 ball game. Now wait for it, people. Wait for it, please. This player has the single-season AL record for hits with 262, which achieved on the 2004 Mariners. I remember hearing about that. I don't know his name. That was broken. It was the record by Dick Sisler, who had 257, I believe. And it's amazing that he did that. And Ichiro, is that how to pronounce it? Ichiro, Joe Horland gets it. Now I remember that was it. Super question. Super, super, super question, and Joel Horland is hot today. Tony, where are you at, Tony? Great to see you, Tony. Where are you? Are you at Subway? You're gonna make me hungry. I do have chicken breasts. I ordered 3, and they're delicious. They're grilled, and they're seasoned, and I had one of them. Ichiro. Okay, thank you, Rhodes Scholar. Ichiro. Okay. Where are you at, Tony? What are you having? Jim Harden is the pitcher. Eddie Leon will lead it off. It's a 1-1 ball game. Here's Harden. Pitch to Leon, 112 right-handed, lines it to third, caught by Brooks. That's 1 down. You're at Subway. What are you having, though? What are you having, Tony? Okay, 1 down. Vern Fuller is the batter. Haven't seen you in a while, Tony. Cold cut. Fantastic. Oh, Rhodes Scholar. Yeah, I bet. Okay, here's Harden. The wind up, the pitch to Fuller. That is 4-9 right-handed. Hit well by Fuller. He's got power. And there it goes, over the fence. The second home run for Cleveland today. This one by Vern Fuller. And that'll make it a 2-1 ball game. Can that be? Yeah, okay. It's home run, only home run number 2 for Vern. He had 4 in real world. Now it's 2-1. Here's Mike Paul. What's going with, has he retired? That was back in 04. Oh yeah, that's 20 years ago, my God. He's long retired, I assume. Here's Harden, the pitch to Paul. This is when I didn't follow baseball. That's 5-12, left-handed. Grounds it to first, X for Boog. 3-8. 3-8, 1-3, that's an S2. That will be a base hit, 3-5-7, E8. And it goes through for a base hit, so Paul is on. Boo couldn't get that. A lot of activities, all right. Well, busy is good, Tony, as long as it's not too busy, right? Here's Jose now, it's 2-1 Cleveland. Here's the pitch from Harden. That's 4-4 right-handed, grounds it to short. It could be 2. Belanger, 226. 17-2, G1, E26. 6-9-12. And he boots it. It's a G1, E1. And Paul will go to second. An error by Mark Belanger. First error of the ball game. Oh, and here's Frank Baker. All of a sudden, my stomach feels better. Improved. I think it's a combination of the coffee and playing Strat-O-Matic. First on second, 1 out. Harden from the stretch. The pitch to Baker now. That's 5-6 left-handed. Grounds it to second. Johnson steps on the bag, throws it to Powell at first, and that's an inning-ending double play. So it's 1 run on the solo home run with 1 out by Fuller. Single by Paul and left on after the double play. It's 2-1 Cleveland. Now let's see the Orioles match that. Brooks Robinson will lead it off. Here's Paul. The pitch to Brooks, 1-9, left-handed, grounds it to short for Eddie Leon, and he throws it to Horton, 1 out. Hawk Harrelson is out today. I just noticed that. He did pinch hit in this game. Larry Brown came in to play short. Russ Snyder pinch hit. Dave Nelson came in to play second. We'll see what happens. Here's Davey Johnson now. There's video now on Twitter X Spaces, Kathy Harden. Video now on Spaces. That should be interesting. Oh, excellent, Tony. Sounds great. Here's the pitch to Johnson. 2-5 left-handed, walked him. So Johnson takes first. He's the tying run. And Annie Etchebarren the batter. Paul from the stretch. 4-7 right-handed, struck him out. Second strikeout from Mike Paul. Again, he's a good strikeout pitcher. So with 2 out, two down, and Johnson on first, here's Mark Belanger. .311 left-handed. That's a ballpark. That's a 12. I don't think that's going to go through. Right-handed hitter. No. It's a liner to short, caught by Eddie Leon. And that retires the side, no runs. No hits, the walk to Johnson, he was left on. We've gone 2. It's 2-1 Cleveland. Here's Harden, his third inning. He's allowed a run each inning on solo home runs. One to Cardinal, the other to Vern Fuller. And here's Duke Sims to lead it off. Top of the 4th. After this inning, next question. Here's Harden. 4-4 left-handed, grounds it to short. Belanger. 5-2. G3. E26, 489. And he throws him out, 1 away. And here's Tony Horton. The windup by Harden and the pitch. 4-6 right-handed. He grounds it again to Belanger at short. Over to Powell for the second out. Nice to see Harden, if he can settle down here. Here's Russ Nagelson now. The youngster brought up from the minors. Nagelson, left-handed hitter. Facing Harden with 2 outs and nobody on. Harden winds and deals. And that's a 6-4 left-handed. Fly ball center X for Blair. 1-6 Blair. Fly ball 2. 11, 12, 13. E6. And he makes the catch, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Harden. That's the way to do it. And we're in the middle of the 3rd. It's 2-1 Cleveland. Tribe with the 1-run lead here. Here's Mike Paul. Harden will lead it off. He is a 6 NR. You know, Tony, I didn't quite get that. You wrote, do you keep your scores heel? So I'm not sure. You probably meant something else. Just let me know what that is. Here's Paul now facing Harden for the first time. That's 3-6, struck him out. 3rd strikeout from Mike Paul. Back to the top of the order, Don Buford. Buford struck out in the 1st. Buford a B. Being held 1-10 with Sims. Do I keep them on file? It's a good question, Tony. I keep about 2 dates on file, then I throw them out. Uh, I keep them though for about 2 dates. I'm talking about all games played on the most recent 2 dates, because I always want to see what relievers were used in the prior game, and I put them here on the top here. For example, Pizarro and Hennigan pitched for Cleveland in the replay, and Reichert and Hall pitched in the replay. Then I put what real world as a guideline were used: Williams, Boyd, and Burkhardt, and Reichert. And I don't know that I'd want to use Reichert again. They have so many people. But that's the answer to that. I don't keep the only stats I keep are individual. Are wins for pitchers and home runs as a novelty. I don't have time to do it. Of course, we keep the standings, and maybe I'll show you all the standings after this half inning, and after Kathy's question. It's 1 out with Buford on first, being held, and here's Paul Blair. Paul from the stretch. Pitch to Blair. That's 4-8 right-handed, struck him out. That's the 4th. And I'll bring up Frank Robinson. Here's Paul. And the pitch. 4-7 right-handed, struck him out. So he strikes out the side. He did walk a batter. Left on base, we've gone 3. It's 2-1 Cleveland. Wait for it now. What president's lock of hair was worn in a ring that Teddy Roosevelt wore at his inauguration? What president's lock of hair was worn in a ring that TR wore at his inauguration? And Bill Ivamy says Lincoln. They're both Republicans. In fact, TR, there's a picture of TR as a boy. Thank you. There's a picture of TR as a boy. You can't really make it out, but supposedly it's him looking out from a building at one of the many processions, funeral processions for Lincoln. And this one was in New York. I mean, they took his corpse in the coffin to cities all over the Northeast area, and then finally to Joel says Grover Cleveland. Is that humor, Joel? That's humor, isn't it? Finally to Springfield. Great question. And I had no idea, but who else would he have a lock of hair on? Great question. I didn't know that. I did not know that. Here's Lou Klimchak. Yeah, Grover Cleveland was after Lincoln. No, Grover, I'm sorry, I'm thinking Lincoln. It could have been Grover. Yeah, it could have been Grover. He was president after Lincoln, though. That's the only thing. Here's Harden now, facing Klimchak to start off the top of the 4th. Okay, Harden is ready. Here's the pitch to Klimchak. That's 210, right-handed, grounds it to first. That's scooped up by Powell, and he takes it to the bag very nimbly. Yeah, that's a good question. How did TR get that hair? And where is it now? Boy, TR was a huge personality. So there's one out. Here's Eddie Leon. Cleveland 2, Baltimore 1, top of the fourth. This is the first of a 3-game series. Yes, Tony. Andrew Johnson was after Lincoln. Here's Harden and the pitch to Leon. That's 2-6, right-handed, hit well by Eddie, but at the warning track is Buford to make the catch, 2 away. And here's Vern Fuller now, who hit a home run, his second of the year. He hit it in the second. Here's Harden now. That's 6-8, right-handed. Grounds it to second X. Johnson, 214. 8-2. Ground ball 2. 6-10-11, E14. And he throws him out. And that's a 1-2-3 for Harden. And he has retired 7 in order. He has settled down after allowing 2 solo home runs in each of the first and then the second. Mike Paul now. Big Boog Powell steps in the box. Mike Paul trying to keep the Cleveland Indians ahead here. Here's Paul. And the pitch, that's a 2-11. Left-handed. Ballpark. That's a 7. That might go through, but he's left-handed. Yes, it goes through for a base hit against Boog Powell. And Powell is on first to lead it off. He's the tying run. Here's Brooks. Okay, Paul from the stretch. He paid $100 for strands of his hair gotten at his autopsy. Holy cow. And that was a lot of money back then. God, I don't know how much. That was thousands. I'd have to get an inflation calculator. Holy cow. Here's the pitch to Brooks. That's 1-6, left-handed walk, Brooks Robinson. So Powell on second, Brooks on first. Nobody out. Mike Paul in trouble here in the fourth. The tying and go-ahead runs are on base. Bottom of the fourth. I don't think that would have been right. You know, now he was, well, he probably got it paid off. Paid $100. He probably got it because he was young. I mean, he was TR was only 7 years old. Actually, it was six and 3 months. And yeah, I think, Joel, my guess would be he didn't buy it then, even though he came from an affluent family. My guess would be years later he got it, but I don't know if Kathy has that information. Here's Davy Johnson now. And how do we know for sure it was his? First and second, nobody out. Paul from the stretch. The pitch to Johnson. That's 4-3, right-handed. Fly ball, right X. That's for Nagelson, a 416. Oh, my. See if the youngster can get to this. 416, 16-4. It's an F2. E16. 479. He does. It's an F2 with first and second, though. And the runners will hold. By the way, I just want to show you all that on this F2, it says fly out. If there is a runner on third, he scores. Okay. A runner on second may tag up and try to advance. It doesn't say only if there's also a runner on third, but I'm going to assume that we could have, but it's Powell. So we'll have him sit tight, first and second, one down, and Andy Etchebarren is the batter. Here's Paul now. And the pitch to Etchebarren. That's 210 left-handed, fly ball left. And Baker gets under it, 2 away, and the runners hold. And now Mark Belanger in a clutch situation. Here's the pitch from Paul. And that's 5-9. Right-handed fly ball center. And Cardinal makes the catch, and the side is retired. So it's no runs for the Orioles. Paul gets out of it. 1 hit, a walk, and both left on. Kathy Harden notes he got it from his Secretary of State. Are you talking about TR's Secretary of State? But in any case, that's really something. I mean, maybe he did get it as a kid. Just to let you all know, I had promised to show the standings. I didn't post them, which I typically do, but this would be a bonus of coming to the broadcasts. The standings, and this is through September 11. The only difference is that Houston beat Atlanta. So Houston is 10 games out. I have to update it. I haven't done it yet. I did update it. I'm sorry. It was updated. I am so sorry. So what we're looking, you can see St. Louis, big game later on this date. They're only a half game out. And the Pirates, let me check. The Pirates, oh shit, are the Pirates off this date? Oh my Lord. I'm just looking, bear with me. Oh no, they play a doubleheader against the Mets, the Pirates, and the Cards play the Cubs. So in any case, St. Louis, half a game out. They've won 4 in a row. Pirates have lost 4 in a row. The Giants have won 5 in a row. And the Braves have lost 3 in a row. You can see the Giants were further back, and they've come back to within 3.5. And as you see in the American League, both Baltimore and Minnesota have clinched. McCovey leads the NL with 47 home runs. Marichal, who's pitching on this date, will go for his 25th win. Hot Dog Jackson holding the lead, even though he's been out the past couple days, 2 or 3 games. He's due back any day. He has hit 52 home runs. He hit 47 in real world. I believe Killebrew hit 49 in real world. Howard has 49. Cuellar and McNally, 2 20-game winners for the Orioles. And Boswell also has 21 wins. So that's where we're at with that. We're going to head to the top of the 5th, and it's going to be Jim Harden, who has settled down after allowing 2 home runs, one in the first to Jose and one in the second to Vern Fuller. It's 2-1 Cleveland. I could be wrong, Kathy Harden, but if I'm not, I don't know what institution it is, maybe the U.S. Library of Congress, but somewhere there is a lock of Lincoln's hair. And I don't know if it was the one, I don't know if it was the same one. Well, here's Harden. He'll face Mike Paul. Paul will stay in this game. He's pitching, holding these Orioles. Harden has retired 7 in order. Okay, here's Harden now. And the pitch to Paul. 4-6, left-handed, pops it up to second. For Davy Johnson, 1 out, and that's 8 in a row now for Harden. Now here's Jose Cardinal. Jose 1 for 2, homered and reached on the error, was doubled up. Here's Harden into his windup and the pitch to Jose. That's 1-9 right-handed, and it's a base hit for Jose. A 1-out single. Etchebarren a -1. He'll be a 1-14 Jose. He's a AA. He had 36 stolen. I guess he had a real good percentage. Here's Frank Baker now. Baker is 1 for 2. 7th inning stretch. It's going to be a double. A double from Kathy Harden. Always fun. Here's Harden. And the pitch, that's a Hardin, and that's a Kathy Harden. And the pitch to Baker. That's 6-11 left-handed, grounds it to first, Boog. He throws it to quickly to second, Johnson to double up Jose. It's 2 outs now, and Baker is on first. And here's Duke Sims. Sims is 0 for 2. From the stretch, Harden. 3-8 right-handed, walked him. That'll be first and second with 2 outs. Harden's first endurance inning is the 6th. And it's going to be Tony Horton, the always dangerous Tony Horton. .611 right-handed, grounds it to short for Belanger. And he throws it to Powell, and that will retire the side. So it's no runs, a hit, a walk, and 2 left. We're in the middle of the 5th, 2-1 Cleveland. And Mike Paul doing a very good job thus far. Now Harden too. I'm gonna get a little more coffee here. 2 good cups left. The one in my cup and the one in the pot. Okay, Harden will lead it off. Bottom of the 5th. It's coffee time. Yeah, Kathy. You know, the weed, I don't know, maybe it's because I'm afraid it would give me anxiety, but I've cut down on the weed. I'm still taking hits in the late afternoon, but like one hit, maybe I'll take another one an hour later. That's about it. You know, it's just made me very anxious. Here's Harden, a 6NR. Paul into his windup. Here's the pitch. This is his first endurance inning, by the way, the 5th. Pitch from Paul, 2-9, and that is a liner to third. Caught by Klimchak, 1 down. That almost went through. Not almost, but could have. Now here's Don Buford, 1 out. Oh, that is good coffee, though. I'll tell you. Buford has struck out and walked. The pitch from Paul. 6-5, switch hitter, batting right. That's hit well, and it's going to drop into the gap for a double for Buford. He got a nice piece of that. Buford with a 1-out double off of Paul's card. It was 6-5 right-handed and home run 1-11. He's got the power, and he hit the double there. You all might remember, or some of you, he hit the home run in the bottom of the 1st in Game 1 of the World 69 Series. And I think the Orioles went on to win. I know they won. I think it was 4-1. Seaver lost. And boy, they came back to win 4 straight. Here's Paul Blair. The tying run is in scoring position. Ah, that is good coffee. No doubt about it. Here's Paul from the stretch. Blair is 0 for 2. 5-8, right-handed, grounds to second X for Fuller. 3-19. Three, that's going to be a D2. Oh, wrong chart. 3-3, that's going to be an S1. A single. Let's see if it scores a runner. I don't think so. That's 6-10-11, Fuller a 19. It's going to be an S1, advance 1. So a single by Blair. Buford, a little looper. And Buford has to hold that third. It's first and third, 1 down. And here's Frank Robinson. Homered in the 1st, struck out in the 3rd. Infield is back. Here's the pitch from Paul. That's 4-10, right-handed, grounds to short X. Eddie Leon, 438. This could be costly. Hey, Bill Ivamy cracking a beer. Good for you. 438. That'll be a 4-4. That's going to score a run. It's going to go through. It's an S2. 4-4 S2. Leon E38. 6-10-13. And he boots it too. Oh my. It's an S2 E S2E1. S2E1. That will be a single and an error. It'll send Blair to third. A throwing error is what I would assume they're trying to tell us. Buford scores. Blair goes to third. We'll give him a run batted in. And that will tie the ball game. And that is it for Mike Paul. Bill Ivamy has cracked a beer open as Frank Robinson on a very hard to get ground ball, but it was stopped and he tried to throw it and it was an error. So it's second and third, one out. Paul has reached fatigue. It's 5, his endurance. He went 4 and a third. He allowed 5 hits. He walked 3, struck out 5, including striking out the side in the third, and he's allowed 2 runs thus far, but he's responsible for second and third, only 1 out. Let's see who's coming in now. It's going to be Stan Williams. Stan Williams pitched in this game in the real world, and I like when I can know that, because it tells me when I can use someone who's both a starter and a reliever. Another robocall. And Stan Williams is going to take his warm-ups, and if you just hold on a moment, folks, I want to see what the hell this shit was. Bear with me. Okay, that should have fixed it. Okay, that should have fixed it. Okay, that should have fixed it. I was asking Bill Ivamy, what kind of beer you drinking? We're going to head to the top of the sixth. Don't forget, during our seventh inning stretch, we're going to have two questions from Kathy Harden with an E. Meanwhile, Jim Harden with an I will come in a moment. I need to just take about 2 minutes. Moosehead. Yeah, Moosehead. Well, at least that sounds pretty good. Sounds great, in fact. And we're so glad to have you all here on the Strat-O-Matic Sports Network. I really appreciate it. This is my best companionship, social interaction. Seriously, I say that sincerely. I'm not joking. And just taking a minute or two here to do something, and then we'll get back to this ball game. It's a good ball game, I'll tell you this. I think the Orioles are favored now with and we'll see how long Harden can last. He's going to be pitching his first endurance inning. Oh. Oh, excuse me. We'll go ahead. Okay, Nagelson will lead it off. He's 0 for 2. He is a left-handed hitter. Facing Harden, the right-hander. His card looks pretty good against right-handers. At least to me it does. Okay, here's Harden now in his first endurance inning. The pitch to Nagelson. That's 6-11, left-handed. Grounds it to first for Boog, and he takes it to the bag. 1 down. And that'll bring up Lou Klimchak. Russ Snyder, by the way, I had mentioned Russ Snyder came into play left field. Oh, no. No, he pinch hit, I'm sorry. But he is going to come in next inning for Nagelson. Snyder will come into left field. Snyder is a 2+2. Nagelson a 4+1. In any case, here's Lou Klimchak, 1 out now. Harden into his windup. Oops. The pitch to Klimchak. That is 6-4 left-handed, fly ball center for Blair. Blair 8, 8-1. F2. Whoa. Fly ball 2. He's an E6. That's going to be a 5-6-7 in center. And he makes the catch 2 away for Eddie Leon. Okay, Harden. Been very tough here in the middle innings. The pitch to Leon. That's 2-7 right-handed. It's a base hit to left for Leon. A 2-out single. And Vern Fuller is the batter. Okay, here's Harden now. Pitch to Fuller. It's 5-6 right-handed. And that's going to be a base hit just past the reach of Boog Powell. And that'll be first and second with 2 outs. And they're going to go with a clutch hitter. They're going to go to try to win this game. Burkhart is warming. He pitched in this game in Real World. Interesting decision. Burkhart, a right-hander, will come in for Stan Williams. You could have let Williams hit, but they're going for a clutch situation here. And bringing out all the stops. Williams ends up pitching only 2/3, retired both batters he faced. It's a tie ball game, 2-2. Let's see who's hitting. Oh, yes. It's going to be Hawk Harrelson. Now, Hawk hit only 221, so they're going for the fences here. Hawk Harrelson steps up to the batter's box. He pinch hit in this game in Real World. This game was won by Baltimore 2-1. Hawk Harrelson pinch hit for Nagelson and stayed in right field. Actually, now I'm looking and I see Snyder is a 3+2 in right. I was mistaken. Okay, here's Hawk now. Clutch situation. And he is a really doesn't look at him against two-column. Okay, here's Harden trying to get out of this. One more hit or walk, he's fatigued. The pitch to Hawk Harrelson. 3-8, right-handed, struck him out. Big strikeout for Harden. He'll bring those 2 next inning. And any combination of 2 hits and or walks, he will be fatigued. But he's not now. And we're in the middle of the 6th. It's still a 2-2 ball game. Here's Burkhart now, the new pitcher. He's the 3rd pitcher for Cleveland. Taking his warms. He's a right-hander. It will be Johnson, Echebarren, and Belanger. Here's Davey Johnson. Burkhart winds and the pitch. That's 3-11 right-handed. Grounds it to second for Vern Fuller. And he throws it over 1 out. Now Andy Echebarren. Echebarren 0 for 2. That's 3-3 right-handed, and that's going to be a ballpark. 14, I don't think so. Right-handed. No. It's going to be a fly to left. I'm sorry. These bastards. You all hear me now? 2 outs, and here's Belanger. I imagine you can. Yeah, it's working on my end. Belanger 0 for 2. 2 outs, nobody on. Burkhart. Then the pitch. That's 1-6 right-handed. There's a base hit for Belanger. He's not being held. He is a 1-2-10 with Sims, a 0 arm, and Harden will come up to hit here. A 6 NR. That's 2-6, and he struck him out. And the side is retired. So Burkhart in his first inning of relief, no runs, 1 hit, and 1 left. We've gone 6. It's 2-2 ball game, and a very important one for Baltimore in the big scheme of things. They do not want to get bogged down with a 4-game losing streak. Harden will face the top of this order. And then we have the 7th inning stretch with 2 questions. Here's Jose Cardenal, 2 for 3, solo home run, reached on an error, doubled up, singled and forced. The pitch from Harden. 3-11, pops it up foul territory behind the plate, and Etchebarren, 1 down. Now here's Frank Baker. Baker is 1 for 3. 2-6 right-handed, struck him out. Harden with his 2nd strikeout. And Duke Sims 0 for 2 and a walk. Got to be careful with Duke. Harden gets the sign from Etchebarren. That's 6-5 left-handed, struck him out. And his endurance is refreshed. That's his 3rd strikeout. We're in the middle of the 7th inning stretch. It's a lovely 2-2 ball game. Now wait for it, please. Who was the 3rd baseman for the $100,000 infield? God, that's so hard because we were playing that 1911 replay. I'm going to take a guess. It's possible that he played 2nd. Could be Baker. Steinfeld. Huh. I think it might have been Baker. Bill got it again. Oh, awesome. Bill Ivamy once again with the answer there. You know your $100,000 infield, I would say. Indeed. There's going to be a second one now. Good going, Bill Ivamy. Now wait for the second question, folks. Oh, Lord. Wait for it now. Who is the youngest boxer to ever win a heavyweight WBC title? Lord, I'm gonna take a guess. That's out of my. Joel says Sugar Ray. Ivamy says Leon. And could this be any division? Or are we talking heavyweight? Any division or heavyweight? I got it. It was just a guess, folks. Just a guess. I think you're probably heavyweight, though, because I bet you there was someone younger in another division. Don't you think? Great question from Kathy Harden. Stretch, and I would call it an absolutely delightful ball game. It's 2-2. Cleveland pitching, holding these Orioles. And we'll get back to this game in just a minute or so. I'm going to pour one last cup. And it will be Jim Harden who has full endurance in his second endurance inning. Bastards. Oh, I am sorry, people. Jim Harden coming in last cup. Kathy Harden for the Orioles. It's Jim Harden on the mound. I'm sorry, it's Burkhardt on the mound in his second inning of relief. And it'll be the top of the order. Here's the real test for Burkhardt now. Buford 1 for 2, doubled and scored, walked in the third. Here's Burkhardt, the windup and the pitch to Buford. That is 2-6, right-handed. He walked him. That's not what you... Okay, so Buford is on. Not being held, 1 to 13, I'm sorry. And here's Paul Blair. Oh. Blair lays it down. The infield stays back. It's a 7A. It's hit to first, and Horton can only take it to the first base bag. And now the go-ahead run is in scoring position. Here's Frank Robinson now. Frank 2 for 3. Solo home run in the first, the single with an error in the fifth. The error was by Eddie Leon. And that brought in a run, the tying run. He's knocked in both runs today. Okay, Burkhardt now. This is his first endurance inning. The pitch to Robinson. That's 2-5, right-handed. Hit him! He hit him. Robinson goes to first. Buford holds at second. Action in the Cleveland bullpen. Ron Law is sufficiently rested. And he's warming up. The go-ahead run on second base, scoring position. First and second, one down. Boog Powell now the batter. Kathy Harden says she has a lot of replenishing to do to your question stockpile. Well, I'll tell you something, Kathy. You are very, very kind to us to stockpile those questions, save them up, and share them with us. And we'll look forward when you get that stockpile going to have a gander at some of that. Okay, here's Big Boog Powell, left-handed hitter. Ronnie Law, the right-hander, is warming. I'm glad. We enjoy it. It makes me think about things, you know what I mean? That I wouldn't otherwise think about. Here's the pitch to Powell. And that's 2-3 right-handed. That's a ballpark. He's a left-handed. Hit deep. It's a 10. Oh, it's a fly ball to right. Caught by Russ Snyder, who came in for Nagelson. Starting in the bottom of the fifth, a nice catch by Russ Snyder. It's 2 outs, first and second. Here's Brooks now, clutch situation. Burkhardt trying to get out of this. We're all tied at 2. Anyone is, if others, others can drop questions. It's a free country, right? Here's Brooks now. The pitch from Burkhardt. And that's a 4-4 right-handed. Grounds it to short X. That's for Eddie Leon. This will be very important. Eddie, 438. (7-4), it's a G3. E38, 4-7-10. And he throws him out, and the side is retired. So Burkhardt gets out of that. No runs, no hits, the walk, the hit by pitch. We've gone 7. And it's a 2-2 ball game. Harden and Burkhardt in for it. We move to the top of the 8th here. It's going to be Tony Horton to lead it off. Harden has gone all the way. Horton 0 for 2 with a walk. I need to use the lavatory very quickly. I'll be right back. And here we go. Top of the 8th, Horton leading it off. Horton needs to be very, very carefully with this dude. Here's Horton into the windup and the pitch to Horton. That's 3-6. And that's a ballpark blast. That's going deep and it's gone. Tony Horton, let's watch it. 3-6 right-handed ballpark blast. He's a right-handed hitter in Baltimore. Home run 1-7. It's gone, and he's got the power. And all of a sudden, Cleveland takes a 3-2 lead, and that's going to be it for Jim Harden. Weaver quick on the pull. Interesting. And I make some of these decisions intuitively. You know, I mean, you could keep him in. Harden ends up pitching 7, and he's the loser of record now. 1, 2. That's the 3rd home run he gave up today. Let me just enter that for Tony. Cleveland leads at 3-2 now. What happened? Oh. Whew, Tony Horton with a long, long drive. And for Tony, that's number 28. I think he had 27 real world. Yes, he did. You know, when you see it on the card, you remember that. It's going to be Russ Snyder due up. And he is playing right field. He came in the bottom of the 6th. Harden again, he pitched 7 innings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hits. Walked 2. Struck out 3 and allowed, and we can close him out. 3 runs, he's the loser of record right now. Burkhart the winner. My goodness. Okay. Let's see who's coming in now. It's the top of the 8th. We haven't used him in a while. The ace. Oh, wait a minute. I think I'm going to use, we used Hall and Reichert. I'm going to bring Eddie Watt in. Even though he's a right-hander, I'm going to bring Eddie Watt in to, even though Snyder's a left-handed hitter. We have not used Eddie Watt in a while, and he needs the action. So here's Eddie Watt coming in, right-handed pitcher, taking his warm-ups. I mean, I could have brought the left-hander in. That would be, I think, Reichert, but he pitched last game, you know. And the only other left-hander they have is Bertania, who is for the Birds. Marcelino Lopez, he's not that great. There is Leonard, but he is a right-hander. So that's the decision Weaver has made. And Eddie Watt is ready. And here's Russ Snyder. Oh. Watt into his windup. The pitch to Snyder. That's 6-7 left-handed. Fly ball center for Blair. 1 down. And Lou Klimchuk, another left-handed hitter. Oh. Watt winds and deals. Whoa! 6-5, left-handed, fly ball left for Buford, and that's 2 away. And here comes Eddie Leon. Eddie 1 for 3. The pitch from Watt. That's 5-6 right-handed, struck him out. So Watt retires the side in order upon relieving Harden after Harden let up a leadoff home run to Horton there. And we're heading to the bottom of the 8th. It is a 3-2 ball game, and Cleveland resting their hopes on Burkhart. Law is available. It will be Johnson, Etchebarren, and Belanger. Here's Burkhart now. Pitch to Johnson, 3-3 right-handed, grounds it to short for Leon, 1 out. I'll tell you, Orioles on the verge of losing their 4th game in a row, and that's a streak for them. This is not the time of the year you want that to happen. Okay, Burkhart gets the sign. The pitch to Etchebarren. 1-7 right-handed, and there's a base hit for Andy. Wow. Andy is on, and they're going to have a pinch runner for Andrew. Clay Dalrymple will come in to catch the top of the 9th. He's been playing lately. I have not seen Elrod recently. Coming in to run will be Merv Rettenmund. There's several players here who are 1-15. So Rettenmund coming in to run for Etchebarren, and Dalrymple will be the new catcher. Here's Mark Belanger now. It's 1 out. Looks like there's more action in the Orioles bullpen. Reichert pitched again in real world. The left-hander is warming. Okay, here's Burkhart and the pitch to Belanger. That's 2-5, and he struck him out. That's the 2nd strikeout for Burkhart. 2 down. 4-5. This is his 3rd inning of relief. He's the winner of record, and there's going to be a hitter for Eddie Watt. So it may not have been the best thing to bring Watt in, but because he's usually a closer, but there's always exceptions. It will be Reichert again. Oh, they are. Brandon, they're holding their own, Cleveland. It's Merv Rettenmund on first. He's a B, by the way. And he's not being held. So he's a 1-13. Let's see who's coming in here. It's going to be Chico Salmon. Chico Salmon. Rettenmund a 1-13. Not being held. They're hoping that Chico can get something going here. Here's Burkhart now. The pitch to Chico. That's 2-2. And he flies it to center. This should end the inning. Jose under it. He makes the catch, and the side is retired. So Burkhart has been really terrific here. Coming in for Williams, who came in for Paul. We're heading to the ninth. It's Pete Rickert or Reichert. Brandon, let me read that a little better, Brandon. Can you mention the D6 roll when seeing if they're being held? Yeah, if you mean explain it, yeah. Let me just get Reichert. Here's Reichert, left-handed pitcher. Look at that ERA. Reichert coming out to take his warm-ups. Here's the thing, Brandon. You know, I hold, as a general rule, I mean, I can imagine there might be an exception, but AA, AAA, AA, and A, I hold them always when I'm playing solitaire. B is another story. So rather than me try to play head games with myself in solitaire, I roll a single die on a B. 1, 2, and 3, they're being held. 4, 5, and 6, they're not being held. I do the same thing with sacrifice bunts. I roll 3 dice, and the white one would be the same thing. 1, 2, and 3 infield in. The letter grade is moved to 1 worse. 4, 5, and 6 infield not in. And letter grade stays the same. It's my sort of my way of dealing with it. Well, here's Vern Fuller now. It is a 3-2 ball game. And Rickert trying to keep the Orioles in it. Here's the pitch to Fuller. 2-6, pops it up to second. Johnson makes the catch, 1 away. And here's Burkhart. He's going to pitch a 4th inning in relief. He's done adequately. 4-5. He has no fatigue, so Burkhart is a 1 WR. No sense changing course midstream. Yeah, Brandon, I can't play that head game. Now, there might be a time when it just makes sense to not hold the B or to hold the B independent of a roll. I think that might have happened 1 or 2 times where I said, you know, I'm not going to hold him, you know, that sort of thing. Like if you're winning 20-0 or something, why bother? Then I have to decide whether to go. There's also times it's 1-13 minus 4. That makes it 1-9, and I won't even hold them. I just don't want to penalize the defense every time by holding them. I have no problem doing it with AA's and A's. Here's the pitch to Burkhart. That's 4-7. He is a right-handed hitter, and he struck him out. If you're looking ahead, folks, to the bottom of the 9th, it'll be the top of the order for Baltimore. They're down by 1. They're on the verge of losing their 4th in a row. They need a pep talk. Anyone remember the scene where they sent a hypnotist in for the New York Knights in the movie The Natural? And Redford, playing Roy Hobbs, walked out. And he said to Pops, "Pops, I'm not going to be put to sleep by some 2-bit carny hypnotist," or something like that. It's 2 outs, nobody on. Reichert. The pitch to Jose, 4-3 right-handed, chops it to first. That's for Boog. He is a 3-8. That's going to go through for an S1, E8, 6-11, 12-13. And that's a single for Jose. See, Jose's in a AA, Brandon, so we're going to hold him for sure, 1-15. And Clay Dalrymple is in now. He is a +2. Whoo, 1-17. So we might as well go with him with 2 outs. Jose, with Clay Dalrymple in. Here's Reichert now, the pitch to Baker. There he goes, and he's safe. Cardinal swipes second, puts himself in scoring position here with 2 outs. And Baker, lefty here, they're letting him hit. Baker 1 for 4, Reichert, and the pitch. Clutch situation, 4-10 left-handed, fly ball center for Blair. 1-6, Blair. 12-1, F2, E6, 5-8-12. And he makes the catch, and we're heading to the bottom of the 9th. Jose stranded on second. It's 3-2 Cleveland, and I'm telling you, they need to do something, Baltimore, because they're on the verge of losing their 4th game in a row. And Kathy calls for a tie ball game for extra bases. Here's Burkhardt in his 4th inning of relief. 4 runs, no runs. 3 innings so far, no runs. He's allowed 2 hits, a walk. He hit a batter, struck out 2. He is the winner of record. And it's going to be top of the order, Don Buford. 1 for 2. He doubled and scored. Walked twice left on and struck out in the 1st. Burkhardt in his 4th endurance inning. And he's fully with endurance. Here's the pitch to Buford. That's 4-6, switch hitter batting left, walked him. So Buford, the tying run is on. See, he's a B, Brandon, so, you know, they're holding him. So he'll be a 1-10. Pretty sure he won't go. Here's Blair now. This is a tough call. Do we lay it down? Do we hit away? Oh, it's a tough call. Burkhardt from the stretch. The pitch to Blair. He does lay it down. Oh my, it's an A11. And he hits it back to Burkhardt, and he forces Buford at second. So Blair on first with 1 out. He's an A, 1-13 being held. And it's up to Frank Robinson. He can win this with 1 swing. Let's not forget that. Okay, Burkhardt. It's 3-2 Cleveland, 1 out with Blair the tying run on first. The pitch to Robinson. 5-3 right-handed. Hit back to Burkhardt. This could be the ball game. It could be a double. Lord. He's a 551. Woo! Lord. Yeah, we'll show it to you. 16-5. Oh, it's a G2. E51. 468. It's an error. Look at those errors there. Woo-hoo. E1. It's a G2 E1, and that will be an error. And Blair going to second, and they'll keep Burkhardt in here. Burkhardt is as good as anybody who could come in right now, and he is not tired. That's the first error for Cleveland today. I'm sorry. Yeah. That's the second error. I'm sorry. First and second, 1 out. And here's the Boog Pal. Pal 1 for 4 today. Here's Burkhardt. And the pitch to Boog. Oh, that's a 5-2 left-handed. Blasted! Deep. Ballpark. He's a left-hander, though. 14. And it's a fly to right, caught by Snyder. 2 down. Oh my. That was deep, Kathy Harden. And it's all up to Brooks. Burkhardt has gone, he's in his 4th inning here, trying to win it for Cleveland. Burkhardt from the stretch. And the pitch to Brooks. 5-7 right-handed, and there's a base hit, but Blair holds at third. Oh my. And that's going to be it for Burkhardt. He has not reached fatigue. He's 1 hitter walk away, but for realism purposes, the intuitive decision is he will be removed. It was a 5-7 right-handed, single 1-19. 1 asteroid. It loads the bases for Davy Johnson, right-handed hitter, and it's going to be Ronnie Law. Ronnie Law, the right-handed pitcher. Going to be a little break in the action here. Law coming in to retire the last out if he can. Burkhardt, 4-5, still the winner of record. Law not eligible for the save. 4-5. He pitched 3 2/3, Burkhardt. 3 hits. He walked 2, struck out 2. He's allowed none, but the tying and winning runs are on base, and that winning run would be unearned. And Law coming in to take it. He's taking his warm-ups now. Okay, he's ready. Right-handed pitcher, Davy Johnson, 280 in real world. You just need a hit here. Law. From full windup here by Law, and the pitch to Johnson. That's 1-8, and he popped it up to second base. Vern Fuller makes the catch. Cleveland wins it. What a ball game. Final. Cleveland 3, Baltimore 2. The win goes to Burkhardt. Law pitched 1/3. He got Johnson to pop out. Reichert. Harden is the loser, by the way. He allowed the winning run. Reichert ended up pitching 1 inning, 1 hit. It was a good ball game, and that's four losses in a row for Baltimore. And they need a good talking to. They maybe need an attitude adjustment. The most important thing you could do is forget about it, play your game. You're the best team in baseball. That's what Weaver says. Final line, Cleveland 3 runs, 9 hits, 2 errors. Baltimore 2 runs, 8 hits, and 1 error. What a ball game. I forgot that. And great ball game, Brandon, Kathy Harden. We thank you. We thank Bill Ivamy, who's here, Joel Horland. We also had Tony Hartley from Subway Sandwiches. And everybody else with the Strat-O-Matic Sports Network. That's going to do it. You have a great evening, Kathy Harden. And we thank you so much for being here. We'll pick it up tomorrow. I'll post the new game for the morning. Stay strong, everybody. Stay well. and I'll catch you all next time.